Hey, it is February 23rd, 2015, and it's like super early in the morning. So I'm just barely getting my January video posted on YouTube because I was uploading it and then I just shut down my computer and I never finished. So I have a new dog. I forgot to mention that. He's Tiny. You can't see him. I'm in the way. No. Tiny. Nope, you can't see him. Tubby's in the way. Anyway, his name's Tiny. He's Tubby's brother. Here, let's see if we can adjust this. Oh, Tiny, say hi. He's right there. You see him? Tiny. Tiny. There he is. Hi, Tiny. Oh, you're so cute. Hi, TJ. So, yeah, new dog. He's a sweetheart. It's taken him, he's been here 2 weeks now. It's taken him a while to kind of adjust. He's still adjusting, I think, but he's doing way better. He still gets really tense all the time. But he's starting to relax. He's starting to, like, play a little bit and, you know, say hi to me, get excited when I come home, stuff like that. So, that's good. Last week was kind of hell. Tubby was sick. So now I owe my mom $400 because I had to take him to the vet, emergency, and do all this stuff. He had pancreatitis, and so that was super stressful and sucked. Right now I have a headache, which is really frustrating. I woke up around like 9:30, got out of bed by 10:30 p.m. Today, and like I was fine, and then now I've got like this headache, and I've been feeling nauseous on and off, so that's kind of messing with me. You know, and I thought maybe I'm dehydrated, so I've been drinking water, and I drink my normal breakfast shake to see, you know, get some nutrients into me. So I guess we'll see how things go. I'm having a really hard time with some stuff. Like, I've kind of had bouts of light depression and just blahness. I've had a really hard time keeping up with my homework recently. Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to be able to, you know, be ahead and not have to stress about stuff, but I have a really hard time reading textbooks, and yeah, it just doesn't work out really well. So I don't know, I'm going to therapy again. For a while I basically stopped because I was fine, I didn't need it, and I wasn't gonna spend time doing stuff. But I've gone back just because I feel like I need something. I don't know what it is, and you know, I figure that's useful to do, self-care and all that. But all in all, I don't know. I mean, I'm still stressed about money because I don't have any. Like, and so part of that is I've missed a lot of work because I just haven't been feeling well a lot of the time, and so that just makes everything harder. But you know, like, I think my next paycheck is under $200, and I have a minimum of like $400 worth of bills every single pay period. So yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm hoping to work a little bit more this week to make up, so that my next paycheck I can pay some of the bills that I would normally pay right now, hopefully. I mentioned last time I was applying for some jobs. I did not get the job at Maverick that I was hoping to get, so that kind of sucks. But I applied at the University Inn for a night auditor position, which is basically I sit at the front desk at, you know, and help customers if they happen to come in, answer emails, stuff like that. And so I haven't heard back yet. I heard on Friday they were calling my references, so I'm hoping that, you know, that sounded good and that they'd go for it. I don't know, hopefully I'll hear back today or tomorrow on whether or not I'm getting that job. It's not a lot of hours, and it really can't be. Part-time university positions, you can't work more than 30 hours a week, usually, like on a regular basis. And so, which sucks for me, because, you know, I'd rather work more and work through the university. But I'm hoping between my two jobs I'll be able, if I get this position, then I'll be able to kind of balance right around 30 hours all the time, like 29 hours a week. I don't know if that'll be enough. Like, I think there's a very good chance that I'm going to start looking for an additional job, like a daytime job on the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday, swing shift or whatever. I don't want to do like graveyard on the weekends because that's basically when I get to hang out with my friends, and I don't want to change that. Like, if I had to, I would, but I'd rather do, afternoons to early evening-ish, and then just hang out with my friends when I can. Last week, I went to donate plasma, and then their machine messed up and took some of my red blood cells. So now I can't go back for 2 months, which sucks, because, I was basically going to supplement my income using plasma donation, which would have been awesome, because then I could, have that extra money that I could just use for spending, or I could pay for other things, whatever. And, yeah, I can't for whatever, so I'm trying to find other ways of making money. I'm thinking about doing another candy sale. I'm not sure about the logistics of that, just because it's during the school year, and I don't want to, like, get in trouble or get ADC in trouble. So I'm not really sure if I'm just, like, fundraising by saying, hey, I have candy that I'm making. And I have several people, clients, so to speak. My cat and dog are greeting each other. He wants to clean him, and yeah, he doesn't want to let him clean him. Anyway, so, I've made candy before. I made a couple $100 that way, so I'm thinking, do it again. I know caramels are a big hit. Caramel popcorn is always a big hit, and then I'm really good at making toffees and brittles, and they're fairly easy to make, so I don't know, maybe that's something that I'll do in the future. Maybe I'll just take blank amount of orders for the week and go from there. So, I don't know, maybe I'll try something like that. I'm just, trying to figure out ways to supplement my income. The problem is I don't have a lot of time. I need to spend more time studying so I can get caught up and, do well. And I have to work, but at the same time, I'm not making enough money. I'm just insanely I'm screwed. Like, all of my credit cards are maxed out, basically, and like I said, I'm not making enough right now to just pay even my basic bills. Like, I did not pay all of my medical bills this month because I just don't have the money. So, yeah, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? So I guess what I'm probably going to end up doing is contacting each one and basically saying, I'm sorry I didn't pay this month. I'm not making enough money right now. I'm going to have to cut how much I pay and just send you a check every month for, $5 until I get back on my feet. Because I can't survive right now. And there's certain things I have to pay. Like, I don't know, this is going to sound weird, but for me, one of my most important things to pay is the stuff that my dad is co-signed on. Because that's a big deal to me. Like, my dad trusted me to co-sign on my loans, like my car loan and the loan that paid for my top surgery. And so for me, I don't want to mess that up, and I really don't want to hurt my dad's credit because I'm having a hard time. So I can't afford to miss those payments. I can't afford to miss paying my car loan. I can't afford to miss paying my other loan. And so, I'm trying really hard to be careful with those ones especially, but I mean with all, I don't want to miss anything. But those ones, for me personally, it's a bigger deal to not basically betray my dad's trust. I've been doing physical therapy for a couple weeks now. I missed last week because it was too much. But I have like stretches I do. I have some exercises that I do to kind of strengthen my back and stuff. My MRI results came back. I guess I have very light scoliosis, not like a huge deal. And then I have fluid inside my spinal cord, like, so the cord goes down, like within it there's fluid. And they don't know if that causes pain or doesn't cause pain, because it's just something that hasn't really been studied a lot. Like, some people say that yes, this causes pain, and other people are like, no, it's fine, it's not causing pain. And so it's not something that's been studied a lot, and there's really nothing you can do for it either way, because sorry, I just heard a cat meow. There's not much you can do because it's within the spinal cord. And you gotta see me leave for a minute. So this is my cat Tigger. He is a punk and a half. A little punk, control. Usual. And he was outside apparently. Anyway, so I don't know, the physical therapist is kind of just hoping that with stretching and exercise and stuff, we can strengthen up all my core muscles and my back muscles and stuff, and that'll help with the pain. That's the hope. I was also put on some medication to also help with the pain, since it was keeping me up at night. Like, I'd take my pills and I'd fall asleep okay, but then the pain would come and it would wake me up over and over again, trying to deal with that. I don't know what else. My neck hurts, so I could use a massage if anyone wants to. Oh, I thought of a few things that are kind of trans related, so this isn't just me talking about me for no reason, even though I do that anyway because it's my video blog. I can do whatever the hell I want. But some things I've been thinking about are like well, dating stuff. I realized that I don't know how. Like, this is gonna sound silly, and you know, I'm unique in this, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm just me. But I spent my entire life hiding my interest in people. Like, when I was 15, I really remember, I was hanging out with some girls from my ward, which I was raised LDS, so ward is like, you know, a group within the church. And there were these girls, and they were in the bathroom, and talking about, I don't know, we were at a friend's house, and they were talking about how, if a girl, you know, if there was a lesbian, like, they wouldn't want them to hug them or anything because they'd be, like, hitting on them. Which makes absolutely no sense, and it's extremely ignorant. But stuff like that really hit me hard, I guess. Like, I wanted to be really, really careful not to come off as interested in anyone that I liked, because I didn't want to be rejected by my only friends, and I didn't want to be possibly beat up, or, you know, there's just like all of these potential negative consequences for me openly liking someone. On top of that, I mean, like everybody, I have a serious fear of rejection. Which it shouldn't be a big deal, but I do. And I think a part of that is, for me, it's not just about me, it's about who I am, I guess what I am. And, like, if somebody turns me down, are they turning me down because they're not into me? Am I unattractive? You know, physically, am I unattractive? My personality, is that unattractive? Or is it because I'm trans? And, you know, they can't handle that. And I guess, regardless, I shouldn't care, because if they're not into me, they're not into me. But it's just one of those things that I don't know how to deal with it. I mean, how do you talk to somebody about being trans? You know, when do you talk to them about it? Just be like, hey, I'm Alec, and I'm transgender. So when we have sex, it's going to be with a prosthetic. Just, you know, FYI. You know, that's not a conversation I want to have, ever. Really, ever. And I mean, I'm open about it and stuff, but then there's the whole dysphoria part. That, I mean, everyone has things that they're insecure, but I think the best way to cover it is, I would ask my guy friends, how would you feel if there was some terrible accident and your penis got, you know, had to be amputated? So now you don't have a penis. You're a man still, but you don't have a penis. How would you be intimate with anyone? Like, really? This is, like, a serious question. Like, you still have a little stub, so, you know, there's maybe the potential for pleasure. but you can't have penetrative sex, at least not like, you know, normal guys can. And, you know, you can't really get a blowjob per se, and even if you could, you know, you're going to be insecure because you've got this thing that's not normal, you know. So how would you feel about that? Because that's how I feel, is I feel like my penis was amputated. And so the whole idea of having sex is just, how, you know? I mean, it's uncomfortable for me. I can't even imagine, you know, trying to explain things and trying to be intimate with another person, because then it's like, okay, so I'm not comfortable being touched there, but I mean, I've never had sex with my prosthetic, so I don't even know how that's gonna go. So what do I do? You know, how do I go about this? How do I talk about this? How do we anything? Like, it's not like there's a manual how to have sex with a trans person, especially since there's not just a single type of trans person. Some people don't have dysphoria when it comes to their body. Some people are totally comfortable, or if they were active as a lesbian before they began transitioning, then maybe they'd be okay with, you know, some stuff. And so for me, it's like, I avoided showing affection or showing interest in people almost completely in person. You know, I had my online romantic relationships, and that's as far as it usually would go. And so the whole concept of showing interest, and how do I show interest, and having male privilege, I want to be careful not to come off as a creep. Like, I don't want to be like, hey baby, what's up? And then be taken as, wow, you know, he's a dick. I don't want to, like, be one of those guys that doesn't take no for an answer, but I don't know the rules, and I don't know how to read those situations. You know, I mean, how do I know if a girl likes me? And it's like, you could say, oh, well, she'll show you. Well, how do you know? Because sometimes they don't. Sometimes, you know, for whatever reason, they don't. And so I just, you know, how do you know when it's okay to kiss a girl? How do you know it's okay when, you know, to put your arms around her, or to fill her up, or anything? You know, I don't know. And so it makes dating really complicated and really uncomfortable, to the point where I just avoid it, because I don't want to deal. I don't want to, like, have to figure that out, you know? I want to figure it out. Like, I would like to know if, you know, having sex with my prosthetic is going to be pleasurable, or if it's going to be nothing, you know, or even how to really go about it, you know? And so I'd like to learn how to do that. I'd like to experiment. I'd like to experience stuff like that and see how it goes. But how do you do that when, you know, most girls aren't going to want to be my first, and I can't just have one night stands. Like, you know, I can't be like, hey baby, let's hook up and, you know, call it good. Because for me, there's this whole other facet to it that is like, oh, I'm going to expose myself in a way that is extremely uncomfortable and possibly traumatic. You can't do that with a stranger. You can't do that with someone you barely know. Not really. I mean, I guess I could just, like, bullshit it and be like, hey, you know, avoid them touching me and only touch them, and, you know, quickly put a condom on and, you know, try to fake it. But that's just really dishonest and kind of iffy. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, and it just kind of freaks me out in general. What else? Surgery, you know, top surgery. It's been a while. Let's see. It's been like 7 months, almost. It'll be 7 months and 2 days. So, yeah, it's good. My left nipple's a little bit weird. My right nipple's also weird, but less weird. I don't know. You can check it out. So, there's a... I don't know. I'm hoping that as I exercise that some of this will go away. There's actually some pain. Not so much on this side. On this side, right in here. So, I need to actually make an appointment with Dr. Agarwal. But, yeah, if I go like that, you can't really tell. The scars are still there. I'm still rubbing them occasionally. Like I said, this one is kind of, I don't know. This part around the edge is scar tissue, and so it's kind of hard. The nipples are starting to actually work. Like, I don't know if you can see that. I know this looks really weird, but it actually kind of gets hard and stuff and acts like a nipple again, because for a long time it wasn't. It was just there. But yeah, so I'm hoping that as I build my muscle, you know, and I was starting to build them quite a bit. Like, I can still kind of move my pec here, but it's a lot less. I've gained like 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks, and so that's kind of obnoxious for me anyway, because I feel like it really adds on my stomach, which makes all of my clothes fit differently. I hate it. But I'm actually going to talk to my physical therapist about running. I want to start doing couch to 5K, just because, why not? I need to do heavy cardio, and I'd like to learn how to run and get good at it, and like actually lose some weight. Right now I'm just gonna do the exercising, the what's it called, resistance training that I've been told to do via physical therapy, because I don't want to hurt myself, and I want to give my body a chance to adjust slowly. And so most of it is just like working my back and my shoulders and my core. And so I want to start doing that more regularly, so that, you know, I'm good to go. And then actually doing like the stretching and all of that shit, so that, you know, my body can handle stuff. So I'm hoping that within the next couple months I will be able to do a lot more, and I'll, you know, get big manly pecs. And which is funny, because I spent $6,000 to get nothing here, and now I'm regrowing muscle there, which will hopefully, you know, look good. So I'm probably gonna cut this up some, because it's all over the place. But yeah, that's my life. Have a good one.